173.4 kilometers per hour. That's not a typo. It's the speed A R Prahalad, a name lost to many, clocked on a sunny afternoon in Palakkad. This wasn't some fancy speed gun either. It was measured by the good old-fashioned method of timing the ball between release and reaching the wicketkeeper. It was raw, electric pace. Prahalad wasn't just a flash in the pan. He was a force of nature waiting to be unleashed. India in the late 70s was a land of cricketing stories waiting to be written. Kapil Dev was just bursting onto the scene, and whispers of a certain Sunil Gavaskar were making their way from the Maidans of Mumbai. But in the sleepy town of Palakkad, a different kind of storm was brewing. The Railway Institute ground in Palakkad was known for its serene atmosphere, lush green outfield, the gentle breeze, and the rhythmic sound of leather on willow. But the 1979-80 season wasn't your typical season. It was the summer A R Prahalad decided to make the cricket world stand up and take notice. The wicket wasn't a green top. It wasn't a raging turner either. It was your typical Indian wicket, one that offered a bit for everyone. But for Prahalad, it was a highway to history. He ran in with the wind in his hair and fire in his belly. Every over was an event, every ball a potential thunderbolt. Batsmen, used to the gentle pace of club cricket, were caught off guard. 170 kilometers per hour, sometimes even touching 173 kilometers per hour, the speed gun consistently blinked those intimidating numbers. This wasn't just fast, it was uncharted territory for club cricket. The wickets column kept getting populated, and the whispers grew louder. 38 wickets in that season, a haul that would make even the best sit up and take notice. 5-wicket hauls became a habit, a testament to the sheer terror he instilled in the hearts of batsmen. Imagine being a captain with a weapon like Prahalad in your arsenal. The opposition huddled and strategized, their faces etched with a mix of awe and fear. They tried to counter him, to find a way to survive the onslaught, but Prahalad was relentless. He wasn't just about pace, he was accurate, he was cunning, he was a captain's dream. There were no fancy ramps, no reverse sweeps, no cheeky dill-scoop shots played against him. Batsmen just tried to survive, hoping against hope to see off his spell. The ball whizzed past their noses, sometimes even missing the stumps by a whisker. But the message was clear. This was fast bowling of the highest order. Prahalad had a simple strategy. Bowl fast, bowl straight, and let the ball do the talking. There were no extravagant swing deliveries, no slower balls to deceive. He relied on his raw pace and the fear it generated. His field placements were a testament to his aggressive approach. Deep slips waited with bated breath, ready to pounce on any edge that dared to fly off the bat. There was no need for a third man. The ball rarely went there. It was a throwback to the golden age of fast bowling, where pace ruled supreme. It was a sight to behold. The sound of the stumps being shattered is a symphony for any fast bowler. And for Prahalad, it was a regular occurrence. Batsmen were often beaten for sheer pace, the ball crashing into the stumps before they could even bring their bats down. It was clean bowled or caught behind, a testament to his accuracy and the sheer speed at which he bowled. The ball seemed to home in on the stumps like a guided missile with a single purpose, to demolish the timber. It was fast bowling at its purest, its most primal. One can only wonder what might have been if A R Prahalad had donned the Indian jersey. Picture him running in alongside Kapil Dev, a two-pronged pace attack that would have sent shivers down the spines of the best batting lineups in the world. It's a tantalizing thought, a what-if scenario that has captivated cricket fans for decades. Would India have won the World Cup even earlier? Would they have dominated world cricket like the West Indies did with their fearsome pace quartet? We'll never know for sure. But it's a testament to Prahalad's talent that such questions are even asked. A R Prahalad's story is a reminder that greatness can bloom in the most unexpected of places. It's a tale of raw talent, of unfulfilled potential, and of the enduring power of local cricketing folklore. His name may not be etched in the annals of Indian cricket history, but his legend lives on in the hearts of those who witnessed his electrifying pace. He may not have played for India, but he inspired a generation of young fast bowlers in Palakkad and beyond. His story is a beacon of hope, a reminder that sometimes it's not about the destination, but the journey itself. So here's to A R Prahalad, the man who bowled thunderbolts, The man who clocked 173.4 kilometers per hour on a sleepy afternoon in Palakkad. The man who could have been a legend. His story is a reminder that cricket, like life, is full of surprises. It's a sport where dreams are made and where legends are born, sometimes in the most unexpected of places. Let's raise a toast to the unsung heroes, the ones who toil away in obscurity, their talents hidden from the world, for they too are an integral part of the beautiful tapestry that is Indian cricket.